to the State of Israel.
Thank you very much. Dear Minister Razvozov, members of the Knesset, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends, it's a great pleasure to welcome you all today at the official reception on the occasion of the 31st anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Kazakhstan. So let me first present Zastar Group representing the Kazakh National University of Arts. The group's visit to Israel to perform the Kazakh culture on the occasion of the diplomatic relations between Kazakhstan and Israel was possible through the generous support of Eurasian Resources Group, namely by Alexander Mashkevich. So the group started yesterday to make a tour in Israel. They performed in the Academy of Jerusalem Academy of Music and Dance. And tomorrow the group is going to present the program in Netanya. Ladies and gentlemen, since independence in 1991, Kazakhstan has fostered a stable network of relations with the global community of nations and international organizations based on the principles of mutual beneficial cooperation. Today, my country has established diplomatic relations with 180 countries. Considering new geopolitical challenges, Kazakhstan adopted a new foreign policy concept for the next 10 years, which established clear foreign policy priorities for cooperation both with our closest neighbors and with global and regional powers. Today we are witnessing various challenges associated with the aggravation of the geopolitical situation in the world. There are large-scale sanctions, confrontations, an aggravation of the food crisis, global disruptions in supply chains, and rising inflation on a global scale. Unfortunately, these challenges have not bypassed Kazakhstan, which is forced to look for its place in the new, constantly changing conditions of the world economy. We consistently adhere to a course based on a multi-vector approach, balance, pragmatism, and the protection of national interests. Kazakhstan is promoting today many integration and dialogue processing, including SICA, Conference on Interaction and Confidence Building Measures in Asia, and the Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. These two platforms have been strongly supported by Israel during the last 3 decades. This autumn, Astana hosted the 6th SICA Summit and the 7th Congress of Religious Leaders. We are grateful to Chief Rabbis of Israel, David Lau and Ishak Yosef, as well as Patriarch of Jerusalem, Theophilus III, and the Secretary General of Baha'i International Community, David Rutstein, for their active role and for attending the high-level religious congress in Astana. In this context, I'm pleased to highlight that Israel was one of the first foreign states to establish relations with my country. Despite the geographical distance, dialogue between the two states is developing actively and steadily. This year is a landmark period in our relations, marking the 30th anniversary of diplomatic ties. During the political consultations in Jerusalem this July, we agreed upon the future agenda. Over the decades, Kazakhstan and Israel have developed friendly and strong ties at all levels. Regular high-level contacts are maintained. Today, we are observing intensive dynamics of cooperation between our states, which has shown positive results in many areas, such as trade, agriculture, and medical spheres, etc. At the same time, we believe that there are significant reserves that need to be used to further expand trade and economic cooperation. Further intensification of our trade and economic cooperation was substantively discussed at the Intergovernmental Commission during the visit of Minister Razvozov to Astana in July this year. The agreements reached so far open up promising areas of cooperation in high-tech industries, agriculture, production of equipments, healthcare, and other areas. The development of investment ties has great potential. Today, about 100, more than 100 maybe, joint ventures are successfully operating in Kazakhstan. Last year, investment from Israel amounted around $40 million. Important projects implemented in the healthcare system through training exchanges and learning best practices of Israel medical centers. Ways and prospects of the development of cooperation in the field of medicine were discussed in detail during the visit of the Ministry of Health of the Republic of Kazakhstan to Israel in September this year. We believe that the signed Memorandum of Understanding between our Ministry of Health will serve to further strengthen cooperation in this area. Our governments are working closely to strengthen bilateral ties not only in traditional but also in the new areas, including advanced IT technology. We mean cybersecurity. And people-to-people contacts are maintained in every possible way. Kazakhstan became, as you know, home to thousands of Jews during the Second World War. Jewish people are an important part of Kazakhstan society. They made a great contribution to our culture, science, economy, and industry, and became a strong bridge of friendship between our countries. I want to emphasize that our countries have established not only political but also cultural dialogue. Ladies and gentlemen, today Kazakh people are on the path towards a just and fair Kazakhstan, where every citizen enjoys equal opportunities, rights, and protection. The idea of justice in public policy has become our top priority. Despite internal upheavals, our people began to write a new chapter in their political development. President of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, have initiated a wide range of democratic reforms aimed at changing the entire state model and form of government of our country, as well as further strengthening the protection of human rights. We are essentially resetting and relaunching the entire structure of public administration. The majority of our citizens voted for the constitutional amendments in the June referendum. The culminating point of this year's political reforms was the early presidential election in Kazakhstan, successfully held on November 20th this year. Election launched a process of a consistent reset of all major institutional powers. President Tokayev, upon his re-election, announced an action plan covering three major areas: just state, just economy, and just society, under his formula of a strong president, authoritative parliament, and accountable government. Its objective is to ensure the effective implementation of reforms aimed at further modernization of Kazakhstan's society and state. To conclude with, I would like to say that over the past 31 years, we have come a long way, made considerable achievements, and now we look into the future with optimism and stand ready to further promote our bilateral cooperation. Toda rabba, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency.